Hi, Peter Hudson, Head of Training and Recruitment at the World Golf Teaching Federation and founder of YGA. I'm sometimes not completely sure which hat I'm wearing. Sometimes I'm coaching, sometimes I'm training, and sometimes I'm running an organisation. But I think that this little piece of feedback that we've got from running our surveys and questionnaires that all of our attendees at stage one carry out. And I think that what was pertinent about this was that we very much understand that people, once you move to the professional setting as a golf coach, probably don't really recognise all of the wonderful things and expert skills that some of our coaches have. But we all know customer service, and we all know what it is to like to have desires, whether that to grow our businesses, become better at a sport, become better parents, whatever that is. And I was just so shocked, I suppose, originally, but then as the years have gone on, we've seen these things reported again and again. So I'm just going to go very quickly through 10 pieces of feedback that were received, maybe from people like you, but certainly all those that have had lessons. And look, just before I say this, I want to say that myself personally, I've had a lot of lessons, and I truly believe that every single person I ever worked with wanted me to get better. Some with more degrees of intensity and skill to some degree. But nevertheless, these things have occurred during lessons. So the first one, a little bit more relevant to the now, is people looking at their phones. Coaches looking at their phones for no real reason other than to take a message or answer a text or whatever's involved. So I think that also includes other distractions, such as people walking past the bay, or so to some degree where they put themselves. But the least distraction, which shows you that they haven't quite got that intense fascination with you. They talk too much. I was quite surprised by this, but yeah, people complain that they just talk and talk and talk, and quite often the subject material actually gets off task. They start talking about football or what was on TV. And there may be an early moment in the lesson where there's a little bit of rapport to be gained by that, but that should be it. From now on in, we should be focused on what's going on. I'm not saying you can't have a giggle and a laugh, but there shouldn't be any off-subject conversation. Quite a few people complain about the golf professional hitting too many shots. And it's as if on some occasions that they were almost even using it as their own practice. From what we know about demonstrations, there's not too much to be gained from a pro hitting full golf shots. There may be a moment if we're trying to shape a shot, hit a certain trajectory, high or low, left or right, just so that we can see how the players make that. But other than that, it's very slim. Another thing is to keep looking at their watch. Well, again, we're well aware that we need to be quite precise about how we're operating, but it shouldn't be something that's obvious. And I think this, to some degree, it's kind of like infiltrated by that the coach hasn't got enough interest in them in the first place. So it's like the client sees them looking at their watch more often because they've already, the body language has said there isn't the intense fascination that actually should be there. I think too many times we hear that the client is left confused. They've either been told too many things, and I would think that also explanations haven't been clear enough, precise enough, specific enough, and with some sort of cause and effect within that explanation. They're late for lesson, or maybe even don't turn up at all. I think that obviously there are occasions, but we need to put some procedures in place to make sure that they're never late. And of course, far better than that, prepared. One of the suggestions that we make to our coaches that, the minimum between a lesson that they leave aside is half an hour. You need 30 minutes to wrap up the last lesson and prepare for the next lesson. And that's ultimately a minimum. If you've been given an hour or 2 hour lesson, then maybe that needs to be longer so that the coach can rest and recuperate and get their energy up to the full level so they can give you that intensity of attention that you deserve. There was no follow-up. Quite a few people have suggested that they went for their lesson and then there was no phone call, no email, no connection. Some people also suggested that they weren't given a particular exercise or drill and any way to check whether they were doing that well. So that's another one. Finally, and I think that the most worrying and concerning is too many people told us that they got worse and went back to whatever it was they were doing before, or they didn't get better in any way, shape or form, and they paid that money. So I think that we have to look at ourselves as coaches, and clients also have to look at how they can put together how to choose a good golf coach or an outstanding golf coach. And I think that I'll follow up from there with that and give you some information on how you can discover an outstanding golf coach, or at least someone that is going to give you a good opportunity of seeing where the benchmarks could be, should be, and hopefully they will be. So thank you for listening. My name's Peter Hudson. Call me on 07939 584 if you would either like to enjoy guaranteed game improvement, or you feel that you have some of the skills and attributes that would make you an outstanding golf coach and might want to enjoy the rewards of doing that for the rest of your life. So thank you for listening.